that was something. There we go.
We on?
Face. Yeah, we're on. We are live on Monday morning.
See, if I was to push up on a woman, I'd say, hey, baby, I just want you to know that I've got a condo in Manhattan. So, baby girl, what's happening?
So you would drop the Bruno Mars on him?
See, you and your ass invited. So go on and get it to clapping.
Oh. Those are the lyrics to that song?
Yes. Go pop it for a player. Go pop it for a player. Pop it for me. Turn around and drop it for a player. Drop it for me.
Hey, Phyllis, I did. I am being serenaded by the likes of Bruno
I'll
Mars.
rent a beach house in Miami.
I'll rent a beach house in Miami.
Wake up with no jammies. Nope.
Wake up with no jammies.
Lobster tail for dinner. Julio served that scampi. You got it if you want it. You got it if you want it. Said you got it if you want it. Take my wallet if you want it now. Jump in the Cadillac. Girl, let's put some miles on it.
Oh,
anything you want just to put a smile on you. You deserve it, baby. You deserve it all. And I'm going to give it to you.
I guess you got to be a woman of a certain age.
I'm saying.
To be responsive to that.
So what he wants her to do is to pop it for him, clap that booty for him, jump up and down for him, turn around and clap it for him, and she gets to go to the condo.
She gets to go to the condo. Yes, she does.
And wake up with no jammies.
Which means that she's getting ready to give it up.
That's right. Because I'm going to do all this other stuff for you.
Wow. Wow.
Good morning, Phyllis. How you doing, my sister?
Mind-blowing.
Mind-blowing?
I'm telling you. Take a moment, if you don't mind, to share. Good morning. Good morning. Precious is on this morning. Are you back, Precious?
Where is Precious now?
I don't know.
No, that's getting on a cruise. Precious, before you get on your cruise.
Today, or they already went?
They probably on it now.
Oh.
But I want to say thank you to Precious Pauling.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
I don't even want to thank anybody. Like, I don't want to leave anybody out. I was so scared to give
all of the great ideas we had came from Precious. A lot of the work that was done by Precious. So thank you for making my wife's birthday / book launch successful. Thank you.
Speaking of that, oh shoot, we just skimmed over the fact that it's 9:01. We just skimmed over the fact that we got to start the show. That's crazy.
Can't believe you, Lisa.
I know. That's what happens when you serenade somebody. Oh, she hasn't left yet. She's in Miami. So you got to sing the song to her.
Yeah, she rent a condo in Miami.
Hey, Ron, you got to sing it. You got to sing it to Precious.
Yo.
What's good, everybody?
She's in Miami. Wake up with no jammy. Good morning. My name is Brian McNeill.
And I am LisaSantiagoMcNeill.
And thank you for joining us on our show, Let's Talk About It. We come to each Monday through Friday right here in the SIBN network on iHeartRadio, YouTube, TuneIn, as well as Facebook Live. Good morning.
Good morning. Like. Take a moment, please, and share, because this is a really, really important episode. I am excited because at my book launch, not only did I pre-sell Permission to Be Amazing, granted, I also had the opportunity to schedule some manifestation sessions for some of the queens that were there.
That's good.
And that is good. However, in my prayer time, and what I really love that my husband is really in tune to the Holy Spirit, and sometimes he doesn't even know it, and sometimes I don't tell him because his head big enough already.
Yeah. Wow.
But one of the things that I know about all of the amazing queens that God has sent to me to coach and to support and to, I almost want to say grooming greatness. I don't know whose quote that is. It's not mine. Someone says grooming greatness, but that's what I feel like I have the opportunity to do, because the thing is, they're already great.
Yes.
And sometimes my number one job is getting them to see exactly how great they are.
Now, that's what she's proffering this morning as what she sees as her number one job, and she's grateful for that mantle. However, today we're going to talk about, and it kind of ties in beautifully. Today we're going to talk about confidence. We talked about confidence a lot in my home this weekend. Confidence and how to develop unstoppable confidence.
Well, it ties in tremendously.
And with the sermon I listened to this morning.
The seed.
The seed in your greatness. Yes, confidence.
Absolutely.
Confidence. We're going to talk about it.
So we are going to talk about self-confidence, and here's why. Self-confidence is the fuel that gets you going to where it is that you're supposed to be.
She said self-confidence is the fuel that gets you where you're supposed to be. I was thinking self-confidence. You're right. I agree with that. But I also think it's a misnomer. Self-confidence is not able to be achieved by yourself.
I agree with that.
Okay.
I agree with that. However, it is the responsibility of self. Now, I know Cat Williams said it's self-confidence.
No, he said self-esteem.
Self-esteem.
It's esteem of yourself.
Esteem of yourself.
Yourself, I bet you.
I didn't remember that part. But anyway, but the truth of the matter is, I personally appreciate the fact that with the amazing divas and women empowerment networks, self-confidence is almost a collective responsibility.
Yes, it's a team sport.
It's a team sport for us.
You know, Precious Polly bringing it already. Yes, self-confidence. I was born enough.
Absolutely.
I was born enough. Now, if you have, now think about the child growing up in the schools whose mom is not good at, whose mother is not good at doing her hair. Mm-hmm. Okay. And she's picked at because her hair is jacked up almost every day. Mm-hmm. Okay. That same child, if she was preached by somebody, look, you were born enough. You were born enough already. You have greatness with you. That nothing those kids could say could penetrate her. It wouldn't hurt her esteem at all because she's fed enough.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the things that I think about often is that everything that we know, we learned. Everything that we know, we learned. And I was trying to disprove it. I can
disprove it.
That there's something that you know that you didn't learn?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Two things.
Mm-hmm.
There are two fears that we're born with.
And you've said that before, the fear of falling and the fear of what?
Fear of falling down and the fear of loud noises.
Yeah, I don't think everybody's born with that.
I believe it to be true. I think we're born with the fear of falling down and born with the fear of loud noises.
I don't think so. And you've said that before, and I haven't disputed it because it wasn't necessary. I don't have to tell you every time you're wrong. This time, I have to tell you, I think
I'm basing this on science. Okay.
Science is learned and proven by statistics.
I didn't just come up with this thing.
Yeah, I don't agree because.
Well, you have a right not to agree. It's
right,
okay.
I know, and like I said, I usually don't verbalize that disagreement because it's just not necessary. But because it is necessary today, it is. I think that children are afraid to fall after the first time they've fallen, and I think that a fear of a loud noise is a misnomer. It depends on how they were gested.
If you take a baby, a newborn baby, days old,
minutes
hold
old,
the baby up like this, and then drop the baby down into someone else's arm, that baby will panic and scream.
I don't think so, but yes, I wouldn't do that. But saying, Brian, mom can't do your hair. Yes, there are people who can't. But there were no fears of loud noises in my house. We never changed the sound of the home during gestation, delivery, or whatever. So it was just whatever. Lynette, good morning. We got you laughing. It's okay.
This is off of Lynette.
Yes.
Okay, cool. We don't have your pictures today for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why the pictures are not coming through, but you know, this
a couple. There you go. There it
is. It must be.
And it was great to see you, sis. And I didn't realize I had met you before Saturday.
Yes, you met her at the event that I spoke at the restaurant.
Yes, and it made sense now. I remember now, but I had to see her in person to make that connection.
Absolutely.
Wait a minute. Let's clean that up because there might be someone here that don't know what we were talking about this past Saturday.
Oh, yes.
So let's talk about Saturday. was Lisa's birthday.
Saturday was supposed to be the manifestation and meditation.
It was.
And I understand it was. And that was really all it was supposed to be. Now, I understand that it is also the date
Good morning,
of
Judy.
my birth. Good morning, Judy. I love those before and now pictures.
Yes.
Is awesome.
And I love pictures of you and John together. I think you guys look great.
I do too. I was a part of manifesting that right
Yes,
there.
you were. You took a role. In that. A small role.
My
role.
prayer partner. No, it was big. Me and
Small
Judy was
role,
up at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning.
But that's all you did.
Praying.
But she did more. Okay.
No, God did it.
Okay, God did.
God did it.
Today we talk
He
about
don't
confidence.
want to be wrong. Do y'all see
I want to
that?
get to the point.
The
It's 9:08
point
already.
is-
It's 9:08 already.
Oh.
So I want to get to the point. Okay, let's clean up this weekend first,
So-
and let's get into our topic because we got 7 things that we want to talk about specifically today. 7 things you can do to build unstoppable self-confidence. I want to get to it.
Precious says she got teased for having locks growing up. They called me Patra, queen of the pack.
I remember
Milli
that.
Vanilli.
Oh my God!
Not sure if they spelled that right, but they sweat. I'm trying to get the thing to go just down. They sweat my hair now. Get through it and become the first to do it. They will see you later. You better know it.
Go back up. I mean, scroll up because underneath Precious, underneath there, underneath.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Sound off. That's Ron.
And then
It's not me. I'm not being.
Stephanie. I can hear you fine. Good.
Thank you. We got the mic up today. Yes, Judy, we were a team together in that.
Arthur Lynette, I was truly blessed, and it was good seeing you too. Thank you, Stephanie Morris. Saturday was
wonderful. Hey, James.
James Penn, good morning, sir.
Hey,
James, we're talking about confidence today, and we got 7 points to build unstoppable self-confidence.
And I'm going to make sure that I get Brian on the edge of his seat thinking that there's no way we're going to get through these 7 things.
So you're going to make sure you get me on the edge of my seat.
Yes,
that's your purpose.
That's my purpose.
That's not supposed to be your purpose.
Well, it's my purpose today.
It should not be your purpose today.
Because you need to release the control. Release it.
Why do I need to release the control?
Because
Why
I got it.
You need to release the control. Good morning. Stephanie saying good morning to Phyllis.
So, James, I love your before and after, your before and now picture too.
James had a picture
exactly
of a cute little boy.
He's a cute little boy, and now he's a cute man.
I thought about doing that idea myself, but someone said get the first Facebook picture you had, so I went back to my first Facebook picture. That's when
James is a renegade. He don't follow no directions. Forget your directions, you filthy animal. Amen. So Phyllis says, Precious, I cut mine. She cut her locks. Wow. It's the strange thing about hair. I have always had, in retrospect, I have always had beautiful hair.
Okay.
I have always been uncomfortable with my hair. And I thought it was ugly. And I was uncomfortable with the styles. And I hated my curls.
We're our own worst judges.
Yes, all of those things.
This James, I was going to post a picture of a sperm. Roy Cooper beat you to it. Roy Cooper posted a picture of a sperm and then himself today.
Good morning, Carmelita. Thank you so much for the recommendation today. I appreciate it. I've reached out to Sherry, and if you could piggyback, I would greatly appreciate it.
So let's get some order here. Okay,
let's get some order.
First
Look at him getting ready to take control over here.
The topic of today, we're going to talk about self-confidence.
Please, Truth.
Before we can get to the topic of today, we need to clean up this weekend. So I want to keep you on course, Lisa.
He's going to keep me on course.
First thing we did was weekend.
I got this on my birthday.
She's showing the girls today too.
I'm not showing the girls. I'm showing my necklace.
She got this necklace on her birthday. That's one thing. But this past Saturday, we had manifestation and meditation facilitated by 3 amazing women, Precious Pauling, Dr. Deborah Dunstan, and LisaSantiagoMcNeill. Now, it was also Lisa's birthday, and unbeknownst to Lisa, I had reached out to, first one I called was Sabrina and then Precious, and I was telling them that Lisa's book, The Permission to Be Amazing granted, has been done for a long time. I asked Lisa, how come it's not live yet? And she said she's not ready to make it live yet. I asked my wife, what do you have to do to get it live? All I gotta do is, 20 minutes it'll be live. Okay. So why don't you release it? No, I'm not gonna release it. I said, well, tell me how to release it. I don't want to do that. And so then I tried to trick her. I said, well, can I buy one copy of it for myself? No, you can't buy one copy.
He was getting on every nerve that I possibly had.
So
James.
I know this book is done. I know this book is awesome. I've seen the book cover, and it's all done except it's not live yet where people can purchase it and benefit from it. So
Truth is the one person on here who has already read the book.
Okay. Well, that's jacked. Okay, because I haven't yet.
Truth read it and because she wrote the foreword.
Okay, that's good.
That's
good.
right.
You should read if you're gonna write the foreword.
Right, absolutely. But she wrote it. I mean, she wrote the foreword. Truth, do you remember when you did it? Because y'all are really gonna be mad at me in a minute. That's right. Hashtag Team Capricorn.
So anyway,
it was 2017.
So I got Sabrina and Precious. Them two was helping me come up with ideas. Precious had amazing ideas about how to get stuff done. That's one of the reasons why I'm most grateful to Precious today, because they're cool ideas. So I was like, look, I need you guys to help me gently pressure Lisa into this, because she ain't gonna do it otherwise. And the Precious like, look, let's do it at this thing here, because we're gonna be there anyway. People are gonna be there. That was Precious's idea. I said, okay.
Precious, you see how he just threw you under the bus?
No,
right?
I ain't. I'm giving her credit. That's not throwing her under the bus.
It is, because y'all bullied me.
We ain't bully you nothing. We helped you. That's how I look at it. We helped you. Okay. So us three, and then Precious took the mantle and called some other folks, and she told me what to do. And then we had the issues with the cake and all of that. Shouts out to Red Lee. Red Lee hooked us up. She hooked us up with a beautiful cake.
Red Lee
for Lisa's birthday. Cakes for kids. Sabrina helped us with oh man, it was just a team effort.
Reflections by Bree. All of those pictures are amazing.
Yep. So that was an amazing event. James Sutton making an Animoto video. Shouts out to James Sutton and his wife Jeanette for showing up. Everybody spoke so well. To me, that's the way you should do a birthday. Get your flowers while you're alive. So that's the weekend. You got anything you want to reflect on it on the weekend?
Yes. So it was beautiful. Everything was beautiful. The event was amazing. Even before the birthday part of the event was already amazing. Precious did her thing. I'm telling you, shouts out if you all need a speaker, if you need a entertainer, a prophetic entertainer. I don't it's hard to even describe.
Yeah, because the entertainer doesn't seem full enough to me.
It's not. But Precious really will help to set the atmosphere. If you have a women's conference, you want to make sure that you include her, because thank you. That is a bully move.
What's a bully move?
That's right.
What's a bully move?
You gonna release this book. You gonna release this book. That's what you gonna do.
Dang, is that how you felt?
Yes. But it's okay.
Dang.
But it's okay, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's funny with y'all doing that. It was right after I just taught that sometimes you have to have an accountability partner that does not care about what you think. That they know what's best for you, and they're not going to take your BS.
That's right.
And I don't have a lot of people like that in my life, because
you got a few.
Yeah, I guess
Precious
now.
Calling. Yes, Brian, we did that. She didn't see it. She didn't, Precious. She was completely caught up. Go Queen Sabrina and every queen that was what's that say? Ready to lift our leader, Queen Lisa. Our leader, Queen Lisa. Thank you, Precious. Lisa, the world needs it now. That's right.
Amen.
But that's another testament to, I think that's a testament to the maturity of all the people involved. Precious was talking to people. I was talking to people, and they weren't telling. They didn't reveal. I said, look, Lisa doesn't know. Don't tell her. And no one did. So
no one told me.
No one let it slip. That's amazing. She had no idea.
And Sabrina, first of all, I wish she was on here, because Sabrina, Jesus. Sabrina usually, I can tell when Sabrina's struggling with telling something.
Yeah, she don't hide it that well.
No.
But she's a grown woman. She could do it.
No. You know what she did? She stayed away from me. That's what all of y'all did. Everybody just stayed away from me, but that's okay. It was wonderful. Stephanie said, yes, I need my copy in February. Amen. Amen.
Get your copy.
Amen. Amen. Everybody who pre-purchased theirs, they will definitely have their.
I was so happy. It made me happy that my wife got that moment to see you ladies celebrate her. And that made me happy. So
yes, I was very happy too. So The importance now.
Let's go to a confidence.
So tap out, Brian. Capricorn headlock. That's right. You better know. Once you get the Capricorn headlock, it's over. It's over. OVA.
All right. She ain't never grabbed me like that before. That was a foreign experience.
That's right, Stephanie. You kicked me in my booty to get me
to move
and
all
finish
caps.
My journal. Absolutely.
And isn't it better that you did? Because now, Stephanie, now you got it. 31 days to loving yourself. Come on.
Yes.
31 days to your purpose.
To your purpose. 31 days to your purpose. It's Stephanie.
That right there, Stephanie, is leverage for you to speak.
Yeah. And it's leverage for your women's group as well that I know is going to be all the rage in 2019. So I'm just excited about all of that. Shout out to all of the queens that are in Charlotte. Remember that this Tuesday is Women Empowerment Tuesday for Women Empowerment Networks. The Eventbrite registration is up. So we hope that you come out and support with us. First time guests is only $10. And when Divas, you can bring a friend for free. So we are excited to move into today's topic.
This is going to be our first Women's Empowerment Network and Male Empowerment Network meeting of the year. We are excited about moving in topic. Let me give you some backdrop for the top. I used to be an over-the-road salesperson, so I'm in the car all day, every day. And I used to listen to cassettes in the car. This is in the 90s. And there was a 2-cassette series I had called The Confidence Course. The Confidence Course. And I would play the confidence course as I was going to and fro from appointments. And it was really good. It was very motivating. It was teaching us on why we deserve to be confident with things we had done before and accomplishments that we had. And a lot of people were not good at keeping score of how great we are.
And yeah, that is a critical key. And I don't know that it's specifically outlined, but it is one that I want you to know. Keeping score of your strengths. As a matter of fact, it is one. It is one. It is
keeping score of your strengths is one.
Is very, very important because keeping score of your strengths gives you something to refer to when your confidence has been attacked.
Yeah, or insulted or attacked. That's a great way to put it.
Absolutely. Stephanie says, yes, I hate that I missed the WIN meetings. Author Lynette, my vision board was, I can't get this thing to do this right. Amazing. My visionary board was amazing. I'm excited all over again. Please post a picture of your vision board and
Lynette, come to WIN Women's Empowerment Network tomorrow night.
Absolutely, and tag me in your visions. In your vision boards.
This is a Waltz or something. Maybe you're right. The confidence course, Myra, that was back in the 90s. It was written by some white guy. Okay.
Some random white guy. Yes, I hate that I missed the WIN meetings. Amen.
So
we miss you too.
Now that's the backdrop that was in my head. That's from the 90s. And this past weekend, I was on YouTube doing I was doing a lot of study this weekend. Oh my gosh. I did the history of integration of sports, race into sports, and great Black entrepreneurs. I did the research on that. I did some Malcolm X speeches this weekend, but then I decided to look into confidence. And I pulled up just the word confidence in YouTube. And one of the videos that came up was 7 ways to unstoppable self-confidence. And it was only like 6 or 7 minutes long. And I watched it. It was impactful to me. And then I asked my wife to watch it as well. And she was willing to, which is another amazing benefit of being married to Lisa. She's willing to read the books that I read and willing to watch the things that I ask her to watch. I love that.
Even when he doesn't do the same thing. That bus, you felt the wheels? Boom, boom, boom. We had 2 lessons to do yesterday, and you didn't do them with me. You didn't do either one with me.
I did not have the bandwidth yesterday to do those lessons.
I get it.
I didn't have the energy. I wanted to chill.
Yep, that's it.
I had a long weekend.
So did I. I was right there with you every step of the weekend.
But you weren't driving any of it.
Oh, my goodness. Please, no.
I'm currently listening to The Psychology of Winning by Dr. Dennis Waitley. Dr. Dennis Waitley, Psychology of Winning. I love The Psychology of Winning by Dr. Dennis Waitley. Absolutely. I have that book and I had it on cassette. And that's where I get that poem that's a snippet from that poem. Now, I've Brianized mine, but the original version was Dr. Dennis Waitley.
Yes, I know.
Okay. And I think that's an awesome thing to do.
Absolutely. But please remember the first, and they're not in any particular order, but keeping score of your strengths is important. Own your strengths is the way that it was listed in yesterday's training that we did, is own your strength. But I think that it's important to not just own them, which means to identify them, to keep score of them, to see when you have operated in the greatness of your strength, and keep track of that. Brian does a brag-a-log.
Mm-hmm. And we listened to that one recent trip we took. We listened to Peggy Klaus's CD, Brag. The whole CD is called Brag. It's a 3-disc CD called Brag. Mm-hmm. And in that CD, on the first CD, it's talking about keeping brag-a-log, keeping track of your great successes. So if you're ever in a situation where you have to call it out, you can.
You might wonder, Trip said, well, then who in the hell is Phil Wheatley? I don't know. Hey, let's Google him. Let's Google him, baby. I don't want you to get all up twisted, uptight.
She is funny.
We will get it.
All right.
So owning your strength is important for your self-confidence, your self-esteem. It's also important when you are under attack.
Which happens every day. Your esteem gets attacked and you get bombarded by negative influences daily. So if you're not on purpose feeding your esteem on purpose, putting something into you a positive and a note, then you're going to fall victim of all the negative influences that come to you daily, that come to you every day. But today you're not winner, Brian. Lisa is on a roll today. I don't care. She's my woman. She can win anytime she wants to. She could win.
We win together.
She could win and I not lose. It doesn't matter to me. Okay. When she shine, I get the reflection. Okay.
Oh, I love that. That was so nice.
I thought it was the same guy. Nope, not the same guy, homie.
That was nice.
That's how cool I am. So we came up with this. We didn't come up with this list, but we want to share the list with you. 7 ways to building unstoppable self-confidence.
So the first one was own your strength. And remember, they're not in any particular order.
Well, let's go by the 7 that we have listed.
Yeah, I'm going by the 7, but I'm saying like the one that we just talked about was actually the second one in the list that he gave us last night.
Let's just go in order, baby. Okay.
Yes, I agree with you, but we went out of order. So
one of them is own your strengths. That was number 2. Mm-hmm. Number 1 on this list was confront your fears.
Yes,
confront your fears as a tactic, as a way to build self-confidence. Confront your fears. How do you confront your fears? How can you do that?
I think that you tell yourself the truth about some stuff and then figure out where the lie is. So tell yourself. So I actually started doing that this morning. So list the things that you believe and then believe about yourself, and then identify the lie in it. There are a lot of things that I believe of myself. I say that I can't do this and I can't do that and I can't do this, I can't do that.
That's why you've never been my client like that, because I would chastise you for insulting my client.
Absolutely. Phyllis George, you have a new profile. I don't know. I got to go look at it now. I didn't see her profile. So how do you confront your fears? First, you have to address them.
But the more you learn about what you fear, you kill that fear. Mm-hmm. You can now study your fears. You know, if you're like, there's a great example that he uses: crossing the street versus speaking in public. Mm-hmm. You know, crossing a busy intersection. Most adults today are not afraid to cross a busy intersection because they practiced it a lot. Mm-hmm. They've been crossing the street by themselves since they were 6. They've learned how to look both ways. They learn how to estimate time, learn how to watch these things. So they've done it over and over and over again, whereas they fear public speaking because they may have only done it once or twice before. Mm-hmm. Okay, the more you do it, the more you learn about doing it, the more you kill that fear and the more you boost your self-confidence. Most adults are very confident in the act of crossing the street because they've done it enough times.
The next one, number 3, is set attainable goals.
Set attainable goals. Now, this is debatable, okay? Some people think your goal should be just out of what you can imagine yourself achieving on your own, high like that. You know, some people think there's folly in setting your goals too high. But the author of this article, he believes it starts with small victories. He believes that you should set your goals that are attainable, like to first even make the list A goal is to make the list of the things that you want to get done. Okay, once you get that done, that's another win for you. You set it in your mind, you're going to do it, and you actually did it.
Absolutely. Going back to the fear for a second, Truth says, say whatever it is you fear out loud. That takes away the scary part. Then I speak what I want in place of that fear.
That's another great tactic and a technique to handle fear. Saying it out loud, letting it cross your lips.
Well, for me, saying out loud and then replacing it with what is really true. Because so many of my fears are lies. They're just simply flat out lies. Mm-hmm. They don't have any value or any merit. Hey, Valero is our guest on tomorrow's show, right? From London. Yes.
She's gonna be our guest tomorrow?
Yep, tomorrow.
Tuesday? Whoop, whoop.
She'll be joining us on Tuesday with her new book, 52nd Street.
Okay, good. We're looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that too.
Absolutely. The more Precious goes on to say, the more you own what you are saying, the easier you speak.
The more you own what you're saying, that's true. Mm-hmm. There's no way you can shoot arrows at that.
When you're telling your truth.
That's right.
Absolutely. Help someone.
Number 4 on this list was to help someone. To boost your own self-confidence is to help someone.
Yes.
Help someone to do something.
Absolutely. That's right, Myra. Fears are lies. I completely believe they are lies.
I think you have the long-term goals a little beyond what you can believe, and then work backwards to where immediate goals are.
I'm trying.
Are small and easily grasped. Yep. That's like building a business from where you want it to be, and then build backwards from there.
Right. Reverse engineering.
Versus reading a book from the front to back, do it from the back to the front.
Absolutely. It's not a matter of aiming too high and missing. Most people aim low and hit. Yes, that is I think the hook on that one, and I've heard that before a lot of times. I think you got to have a combination of both.
I do think you have to have a combination of both, but I also think when they say that statement, they're as if the game is over. When you aim too low and hit, well, then you can aim a little bit higher and hit that too.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the game.
No, but sometimes we get complacent. We set these low goals and we're like, yay, did it. Okay, check, sit down. Not remote, but you know what I'm saying? Like we don't challenge ourselves. Like transparency moment. Walking a mile is not a challenge. Okay. I said it as a challenge because I hadn't walked.
Well, it is. Because you hadn't done it in a while.
It's not. A mile is around the damn corner. Okay. It's not.
So that was too low?
It was a bullshit goal.
It was a bullshit goal.
Yes.
Now, wait a minute. I don't think it was a bullshit goal because you haven't been walking.
It didn't matter.
You haven't been doing it at all.
Didn't matter.
Then you set a goal to walk a mile.
And did it every time.
And you did it every time.
And so that meant it was too easy from the beginning.
No, it does not.
Yes.
It's too easy. Yes. It got you walking at all.
No.
Somebody help me. Somebody help me. She wasn't walking at all. She set a goal to walk a mile and did it. And you did it in successive days, like 3 days in a row. What the hell?
Is that the pastor chef? My wife is never gonna like my pet python. Get out of here.
Who's that?
George Allen. Oh. He is a caterer.
Okay.
And a pastor. James Penn, that's what I mean by having the combo of big goals and small goals. You need both. Yes.
Okay.
So true. I needed the 1 mile goal to start the walk.
Right.
And then I needed an additional goal.
So just reset the goal.
Yes.
That's the difference. Zig Ziglar said you should set your goals as high as you can see, because once you get there, then you'll be able to see further. You can't even see the next goal until you reach that mountaintop or that plateau, even if it's a small one. You can't see the next goal until you get there.
Oh, here comes Coach James Penn, the wrestling
Just
coach.
like to get in best shape, you need to lift heavy weights and light weights. You shouldn't just lift heavy or just lift light. Amen. That's a great illustration, James, and that makes sense to me. That makes wonderful sense to me.
Truth, you got your nugget. She said, I got my nugget. I'm sticking around, though. Thanks, God. # stop setting bullshit goals.
That's it.
It's the truth. Sometimes you got to look the truth in the face.
Stop setting bullshit goals.
You got to set the truth in.
I don't see that one. The walking thing is a bullshit goal, but James Penn hit the nail on the head right there. You can't just lift heavy weights. You got to lift the light weights and the heavy weights, or it won't work. Okay, if you only lift heavy weights, you will lose mobility, you lose repetitions, you lose all that stuff.
Here's the other thing with the bullshit goal, right?
Oh Lord, Are we going to make it through all these things today?
And if we don't, who's going to beat us up? Who's going to take points off?
It's not the point of who beats us up or who takes points off. The point is, I want to finish. I want to finish what I start.
So not only was 1 mile too short a goal.
Okay.
1 mile without a period of time to do it was a bullshit goal.
All right. Here's how I shoot holes in that.
Okay.
What if you said, I'm going to walk 10 miles today?
No, that's
why?
Too
See,
much.
Immediately, no, right? Immediately, the visceral response is no. But if you walk 1 mile, you can physically do 10. You just did 1. You just got to do it 9 more times, right? You could do it. You're able to do it.
Smoking.
So that's some bull crap right there.
You're smoking. Stephanie, do I know James Penn? I don't know. If you've been
you
a
need
guest
to
on
get
the
to know
show,
him.
you would know him.
You need to get to know him. He's one of these people that you want to know.
He's that guy.
Connect with him, Stephanie. Connect with James.
That guy. James is that guy. So number 5 is separate your weaknesses.
Separate your weaknesses.
Weaknesses. Weaknesses are different from
I think what he means is
failures. He said, recognize your weak spots, identify what you can change and work on that, and learn to accept criticism.
And where you're weak at is not you. That's not your whole being. That's where you're not strong at.
Right.
For example, if you're not strong at administrative work, okay, you're weak administratively. Okay, that's not your gift.
You're not weak at everything.
Right. You're not weak at everything. Okay.
Stephanie said, my goal is to finish. Amen. So you got to set the course to what the finish is. What does finish mean? Sometimes the goal is too arbitrary. What exactly does that mean? Precious said, that's right. God started at the end and then went to the beginning. Rewind. That's why if you know where you're going, you can GPS it. That's right. GPS is God-paced steps. Myra, truth. I was thinking about this today, starting with the end in mind. That's right. That's what the
begin with the end in mind.
And that's what the reverse engineering session is.
I will watch the replay later. God, you all.
God bless you too.
See you, sis. Okay.
See you tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am. She'll be our guest. Whoop, whoop. We got some good guests lined up.
Yes, actually, on Wednesday we also have the economic evangelist himself,
Mr. Sir Markadoo. And if you never met Sir Markadoo, you'll never forget him. I'm telling you, will never forget Sir Markadoo.
Yep. See that? James said, I'm pretty atrocious at administrative work. Well, if it's not part of your identity and you can delegate it, then release it.
We had a thing yesterday. It kills me still.
ARGJ Enterprises in the building.
Whoop, whoop.
Peace.
Some more?
Hey, some more.
How
Thank you
doing?
for joining.
Lisa and I went yesterday to Lowe's, and we had picked up what we came to Lowe's to get. And as we were coming down the aisle to go pay for our purchases, I saw toolkits. And I was like, man, I need a home toolkit.
You don't.
Wait. Let me tell the story. I'm going to get it anyway. Okay.
Why?
Because I need one.
To do what with?
Tool stuff. Okay.
Y'all need to come and get your boy. He
is
an amazing coach.
I said, I need a home toolkit because there are times around the house where I don't have a tool. I need a screwdriver. We got a few tools, but I might not have the right thing.
No, we don't. We have a hammer.
We got more than just a hammer
No,
now.
we don't.
We do. We have Allen keys. That's how we tighten up the chairs and stuff and the table over there. So I know what we got in my house. So anyway, so I'm gonna get a home toolkit.
No, he's not.
So as I was looking at the home toolkits, Lisa was like very impatient with me right there. You don't need no tools, Brian. That's not what you do. You're a speaker. You don't do work tools.
Get a microphone. Get the hell away from
is that about? I could do more than one thing.
Tearing holes in my house. Yes, you can, but that's not one of them. I've seen you look at a project before. And I take the instructions and send you away.
No, you're thinking about your other girls that you used to do that when you used to be the tool bag diva. We also went to a lady's house for our home yesterday afternoon. And when we went to this home to visit some friends, the woman of the house had her drill and her tools, and she was replacing the door locks at the door. And the men were sitting down watching football. And it was just very interesting dynamic where it was the woman was doing the mechanical work and the men were watching the game. It was just
Queen's rule. That's
and
why.
she was able, and she was good at it too. She knew how to move her stuff and looking at the screws, and she was working her thing out. And then when she got it done, she was looking at it. So then she decided she needed more weather stripping for this door. So she goes to Lowe's to get more weather stripping. And none of the men lifted a finger to help her because she got that. Okay.
Stay in your lane. That's all I'm saying.
I got the impression they were comfortable with her doing that kind of stuff.
Yes.
So leave her alone.
Yes.
Let her go do
Absolutely. You do not need a toolkit, honey.
I'm gonna get one anyway, daggone it.
No, it's okay.
I'm gonna get me a nice one.
I'll get you the little pink set.
I'm gonna get me a nice one too. It's gonna have like 90 pieces of something.
No, you don't need any ratchet pieces.
I'm gonna need ratchets. I'm gonna get all of that.
You don't need any wrenches, any ratchets, any screwdrivers,
turn
any
around.
drill bits.
There'll be a nice toolkit in this house. Turn around.
No, there won't.
Okay.
You will not.
It's not.
So let's get back on track here. Separating your weaknesses is really important. Recognize your weak spots. Yes. And here's the other part of recognizing your weak spots. Just like James said, he said, I'm pretty atrocious at administrative work. If your weak spot is necessary for what you do, then shore it up. Shore it up with training or somebody else or whatever.
You can get better.
Right. But if it's not, you ain't got to do everything.
Right.
You ain't got to be everything.
You can get somebody else to do it.
Or if it has nothing to do with who you are, it's like being compared apples to oranges sometimes can get you down the wrong path. You know, you're a singer, but you're not a musician, or you're a musician and you don't, whatever the things are.
See, what you just said reminded me of the story about Nat King Cole.
They are kind of out here.
Yep. Lisa got her girls out. That's why I keep looking over there like that. So
I'm not trying.
Nat King Cole was out on the West Coast performing. He was a pianist in a band, and the singer got sick. And he was there, and the drummer was there, but there was no singer. But they needed the money. And the club owner says, no singer, no money. And that night, Nat King Cole became a singer.
If you're still there, go ahead and comment for me. Let us know you're still there so that we know we're not having any technical difficulties, because we look like we're moving, but we haven't seen any comments in a couple of seconds, and we see you guys still on. So just want to make sure. Sometimes we are too interesting to even pay attention. Number 6 is stop comparing.
That is the shortcut to unhappiness is comparison. Mm-hmm. The more you compare, the more unhappy you will be. Plus, it's foolish anyway. You don't know what their situation is. You don't know all of that. Their car is nicer than mine. Their house is nicer than mine. Their business is doing more than mine.
Well, you're comparing. In some cases, you're comparing your chapter 3 to somebody else's chapter 33. Mm-hmm. You know, they've been in the game longer. They've established some things. They made some mistakes and they've done some things wrong, but it helped them to get where they were going. Hey, Phyllis, thank you.
Thank you, Phyllis.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It helped them to get where they are now, but none of that happened overnight. I think that is the hardest thing for people to do.
To stop comparing?
To stop comparing their current to someone else's experience, to their lack of experience to someone else's experience,
or their current state to someone else's state, or any part of anything. There's I think you're right that it's hard to stop doing, but we should stop doing
we should stop doing it,
because on one hand it spurs you to try more. It's
okay if it's an encouragement, but when those comparisons cause you to decide, you know what, look what they got, I'm never going to have any of that, so I might as well quit, then that's when there's a problem. But that's also why I say that you need the right coach, the coach that is just far enough ahead of you.
You say that a lot, and you're right every time you say it. If you're trying to where your current state is, if you had an opportunity to be coached right now by Oprah, would it be effective for you? And we submit that it wouldn't, because Oprah's on a different level right now. You're not at a place. Plane. Yeah, you're not at a place where you can receive her instruction yet. And Yana Van Zant, when she was ascending, was on Oprah's show. Mm-hmm. Was not yet.
Was that like 10 years ago?
Yeah.
I mean, it was a lot of years ago.
She was on Oprah's show.
She was like, whoa.
And Oprah was throwing her off because she couldn't receive the word.
Not right. Well, it's just like if you put a kindergartner in a calculus class.
Yeah, putting a kindergartner in a calculus class. Oprah tells when she was really starting to make money, Luther Vandross taught her how to live well. She took some mentorship under Luther. Luther taught her things about Lalique and good furniture versus regular furniture. She got that from somebody else. But you have to achieve a level in order to be able to receive that. Luther could have told that to her 5 years before he told it to her, and she would not have understood any of it.
Yeah, I think that is a really critical point. Absolutely. And number 7.
Wait, did we cover fully?
I think
What was last one? Number 6.
Stop comparing.
Stop comparing. Now we talked about people comparing themselves to other people, but then in the same thread, in the same street, the people who start to accumulate. Now you got to see my caddy. You got to see. I mean, my benzo. You got to see something. I got to show it to you, okay, so that you can see my big ring. Okay.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, at different stages in your business growth, sometimes that floss is inappropriate because, like, I am reinvesting every time I have the opportunity to build. I'm reinvesting, whether it's in training, whether it's in tools, whether it's in marketing.
It's true. She absolutely invests in herself and her business.
Every dime that comes in, I identify, okay, these things need to be paid, these things need to be paid, and this part needs to go back into growth and development.
She's very consistent with that, yes.
I have to.
Okay.
I have to. So you can't see, I'm not wearing a growth and development ring. You can't, you don't see that,
but that pays
investment,
off, though, yes.
But it pays off in the end. Now, if I'm more concerned about what I'm wearing or what I'm driving, if I'm more concerned about how you will judge that, then I might misinvest in those things instead of the things that will allow me the freedom to have whatever I want.
I hope Truth is still on because she's reading The Psychology of Winning right now. And the author of that book, Psychology of Winning, his name is Dr. Dennis Waitley. But later on, he wrote another book after that called Being the Best. And in this other book, he talked about his immaturity phase is when he had started to ascend. He was a psychologist on the Olympics. He was on everybody's talk shows. He was touring the nation. Mm-hmm. He was making mad money. And he started to feel himself. So he bought
feeling myself.
So he bought a big house with a gate at the front door, mm-hmm. with a button that you pressed, the gate would go by, mm-hmm. you know, and every day he wore out slippers every morning walking down to the gate to get the newspaper because the newspaper boy wouldn't throw it over, just drop it right there and all that kind of stuff. So the mailman wouldn't do nothing either. They would all drop it right there. He felt like they were teasing him by not throwing it over the gate. But anyway, he parked his Benz on the grass out by the gate so that people when you drive by can see his car.
Right.
Okay. He thought that gave him identity. And then he felt like one night when he was tired and didn't feel like bragging so much and listening to other people, he realized that other people had done things he hadn't done. There had been places he hadn't been. And he was like, wow, when I shut up and listen to other people, they've done great things too, things that I've never done. Because for a while, he thought he was the greatest. So then it caused him to park his Benz in his garage, okay, to grow up and focus on being the best instead of looking like the best. Mm-hmm. I took a long way to get there. I apologize.
But no, it's true. And I completely agree that it is important to work on your personal development, your mindset,
being the best,
your skills, so that you can be the best and not worry so much about looking the best. Now, that being said, number 7 in self-confidence and growing your self-greatness is actually look confident.
That's a good one. Look confident. Now, there's 2 ways to do that. 2 primary ways. And one of them I wrote down on my board in my bathroom. Smile. 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 I wrote on my board, and my goal, I have 3 boards, and in my goals section, I wrote, smile big today. Because I want to focus on smiling big on this particular day. Smile big today. Smile makes you look confident.
And every time you cross a threshold, every time I cross a threshold, I don't do the Tony Robbins anymore. Yeah, I don't do that anymore because it looks crazy sometimes. But before I walk across a threshold, whether I'm entering a store or a supermarket or anything, I reach within myself and I put a smile on my face. And I look for someone to smile at.
Smile, bitch. Smile, bitch. Come on.
This one right here.
There's philosophy in that statement.
Now, I often get compliments like, oh, I love your rap and I love your hair and I love your this and this. But I don't think that that's really what they're complimenting. I think that they're complimenting the fact that I have a smile on my face, and they were drawn to that smile, and they chose something else. Because the wrap that I wear, and I've been wearing for the past 3 years, I get a million compliments on it. It costs $19 from Gabe's, and I don't know if I've ever seen anybody else with it on, but it's not magnificent.
It looks nice.
It looks like a blanket.
No, it doesn't look like a blanket. It looks like a wrap, and it is. Okay. She wears it and gets compliments on it all the time.
All the time, but I don't think that it's the wrap. I think that it's the presence, and it's not. It's the presence. It's greatness that you project out on the person that you have the honor of seeing. And I think it's an honor when I can see someone.
Now, the two things you can do primarily to make yourself look confident. Number one is smile bigger and more often. Mm-hmm. And the other thing is to dress well. Now, this trips some people up. There is some truisms, a lot of truisms in dressing for success. Dress neat, dressing look good. Before you leave your house, you should look good. Truth told us a story one time. Can I tell this story?
Maybe you can't.
Maybe I can't tell it.
Maybe you can't. So, you know what? Do you know? I agree, but I also think that there are some. I don't know if it's deviations or exceptions or whatever the case is. I think there are a lot of exceptions.
There's a difference between being well dressed and dressing well. Okay. That's Regina Lee taught me that. She comes on every now and then, and she says, because I don't have a lot of expensive clothes, but she feels like I dress very well because every time she sees me, I'm dressed well.
Because you're coordinating with me.
Anyway, she says, every time I've seen you, Brian, you always dress well. And she saw me at coffee shops and clubs and all that stuff. This is when I was in Greensboro. And you always dressed well, you know? And even though I didn't have on the most expensive clothes.
You do dress well when you are dressing.
Oh, you're the only one on the planet who thinks different. Lisa does not think I dress down well.
No, you don't. You dress amazingly
She does not. When I dress down in jeans or sweats, she is not feeling it. But we have friends, good friends, that don't even think I have jeans or sweats. So
yeah, because I don't let you go in public with them.
Oh my God.
I don't know. You're not. You're not. But I think that there is some bias. And I want to say I think that there's some gender and some race bias as it relates to dressing.
Okay,
well.
What's your point? Let's say you.
I think that I don't know if I even want to say this, but I think that I don't know if I want to say it or not.
Okay.
But maybe I do want to say it. I think, and I don't know if this is racist or if it just is what it is. I don't think that Black people can get away with the same casual dress that in positions of professional positions that white people can.
There was an incident. I had to speak in front of some financial services people. And Lisa was with me.
And it's an observation. I
remember an incident where we had like that. And I wanted to wear like a golf shirt and like khakis because they were wearing that. Mm. And Lisa was like, absolutely not. You can't go out there like that. They could get away with it, was her speech to me. But you can't, Brian. You can't get away with that in front of that audience. Mm-mm. You remember?
Yeah. Yeah. And there was one in the room that had open toe shoes on with shorts.
Yeah.
And still commanded authority in the room. Mm-hmm. And you can't do that.
No.
First of all, don't.
I wasn't there to be the leader of the room. I was there to do what I came to do, speak.
But you always have to present your full. Thank you. So truth, there you go. Thank you. We can't unless we the owner. I get it. I feel that way. That's just me. That's just me. Don't come. We have to go the extra step. And I don't know if this is I hate to say it.
Good morning, Red. Thank you again so much. Nope. Black people and women with assets struggle. Assets. Yeah. I'm sure she's talking like figure.
Boobs and booties.
Yeah. Yes.
You got to be conscientious about that because it'll project something other than what you are trying to project.
Yes.
I worked for.
But assets thing, okay. Mm-hmm. I think you're right. There is some bias when it comes to race and gender.
Yeah, race
because a woman what's appropriate at some times is not appropriate at others. Like, for example, she's going out to dinner, okay, and she wore a mini skirt or a short legs or going to a party. She can't wear that during the day. She can't wear that at work because it's not appropriate at work. Okay, it's appropriate for the party, but not appropriate for the work. Is what I was going to say.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And I think women do have an even more challenge because some women don't understand the difference between professional clothes, church clothes, and hoochie clothes.
Yeah.
Like they're not interchangeable. And there's nothing wrong with none of them.
The only challenge, like if they don't have professional clothes, then you have to wear what you got.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wear what you got. If you don't.
But in any event, whatever you wear, it should make you feel confident, meaning that you should feel comfortable in it. Clothes that fit are critical to confidence.
And I will say this, if you're not feeling your wardrobe is up to par, you gotta fix that. And the way you can fix that on a shortcut, and I recommend this to everyone, thrift stores.
Goodwill, honey.
Everybody wears used clothes.
Good morning, Nona.
After you worn your clothes for the first time, now used. Everyone wears used clothes.
Absolutely.
All the time.
And thrift stores are amazing. And if you need help navigating through the thrift store to find something really, really great, Damona DeBrew is very, very.
Damona?
Oh my goodness. Damona is the most amazing person to take on a thrift store makeover. Absolutely.
Red said, I get boob compliments all the time in all capitals.
Yeah. Tamara says, my mom taught me that we have to always leave the house put together because someone is always watching.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Michael Jordan.
No, True said they know the difference. They just don't respect the church. No, and it's funny that you took it that way. I took it the opposite way. There were so many women in corporate with me that were wearing their Sunday clothes to work. It's not professional. It's not inappropriate.
I think she's right. They don't know the difference yet.
They don't know the difference. That's what I said.
Okay.
And True said they just don't respect the church.
Okay. Michael Jordan is notorious for taking a long time to get ready for stuff. He'd always make his team late because he had to be completely coiffed, shoes, everything completely coordinated. And people was like, man, we just getting to the bus. He goes, yes, but there might be one person that might be their only glimpse of ever seeing me in life in person, and they've got to only see me looking my best. He would not leave his hotel room until everything was perfect. You know,
Red said, I've accepted my boobs. Yes.
Well, you don't have a whole lot of choice.
But they don't have to be available for everyone to accept.
What's the Chris Rock line?
20-year titties.
Yes, he says 40-year-old titties, that's your man's titties. 40-year-old titties, that's your man's titties. 20-year-old titties, that's community titties for everybody.
And Phyllis says, yes, I bought 2-piece suits and gowns for $20.
There you go.
Absolutely. You can do it, but getting clothes that make you feel comfortable, confident. You've put stuff on that when you put it on, you take that extra look. You got that little extra bit of swag. You know, that projects through your voice and it projects through your offering. It projects through your presence. It projects through everything.
We have a large mirror at our doorway because we made it a goal to not leave our home until we're ready for the world.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. Hold on. It's too early.
It's time for the show?
No, it's not. We have made that. My mother is a stickler.
Your mom is like that. She's not leaving the house unless she's gorgeous. Okay.
Yes. You don't leave the house. You don't go into the public without being put together and pulled together. As a matter of fact, she and I, we were at odds for a while over my morning meditation show. And morning motivation.
Lisa used to do a morning motivation makeup show where she would go in the mirror, plain face, on live, and then put her face on, do her makeup, eyelashes, everything. And her mom, just those moments while she was putting her makeup, had a problem with Lisa.
Oh my goodness.
A major problem.
And still does.
That's why I hope that's not the only reason why Lisa's not doing that show anymore.
No, it was just I plan to bring it back. I have been asked to bring it back bring it back. I felt like I was doing the same thing over and over every day.
Well, you're putting the same makeup on.
That's what I said. That's why I was like, why does anybody want to see this again?
But you're not talking about the same stuff every day.
I guess.
The stuff you're talking about is different. The makeup is the same.
That's what it was. But I felt like the makeup was crazy. We got 4 minutes to cut the music. I cut it. I was trying to make sure I had it ready, and then I hit it by accident. So.
Cut the music. We got 4 minutes. Anyway, I'm excited about today. We got a full day of work. I'm looking forward to the work. You mentioned earlier about the money that we earn, okay? And how you budget some for this and that. Every dollar we get, I celebrate, because every single dollar we get it because we had to produce something. We don't work for anybody's company. We don't get a regular paycheck. So every dollar we earn is either because something we did or taught or shared or produced in the past. I like every bit of money that we earn because of that. Nothing's just given to us. On that note, I want to say a prayer for the federal workers. Right now, 800,000 of them did not get a paycheck that they were scheduled to get this past week on Friday. They showed some of them on the news. This one guy had 64 hours worked, 0 pay. 64 hours worked, 0 pay. Which is in the negative because you had to pay to get to work. Yes, and eat and all that other stuff. So you're in the negative. And as of today, it's the 24th day that the government has been partially shut down, which is the longest in history. Before today, the longest in history government shutdown was 21 days. So now it's 24 days. And these people still got bills every day. So some of them TSA workers are the one they're talking about quitting their jobs to go get other jobs, So and every business around these people is impacted. The restaurants, the stores, everything is impacted. Their families are impacted. So this is really, really a challenging time in our country for those folks. Yeah, it's slavery right now. It's very sad and it's unnerving. And it seems like the last whole 2 years has been about making people nervous. Yeah. Make you fearful or nervous. And it's just worse and worse. Yes, a lot of them have to work overtime. They are being required to put in overtime. They are required to get to work, not being paid. And there's a bill being offered right now to pay them something like $500 bonuses. As a result of the shutdown, as a result of the what they had to go through in order to continue to stay in their posts and continue to work and continue to do things that the government needs. And contractors are never going to get any back pay. None, gone. I am LisaSantiagoMcNeill. And I am Brian Keith McNeill. And this has been Let's Talk About It on ESPTV7 on the SIBN Network, iHeart, iTunes, and right here on Facebook Live. And remember that your life is not a scrimmage or a practice game. There's no Martyrs Hall of Fame. Time, the speedster, takes its toll. And for all of us, every day really is the Super Bowl. So God bless you, and go forward and live your Super Bowl life today. And remember that you have been blessed by the blessor to be a blessing. Permission to be amazing is granted. And that's exactly why entrepreneurship is a must. Truth. You said it. That's right. Today is Monday. Go have sex.